Hello everybody, it's me back again with Relentless Work Ethics R.W.E community. How's everybody doing? Alright guys, so this is our, again, just repeating, it's our very first series called the growing season, and today we're going to be talking about heart and perseverance. Alright, so when we're working hard, we always want to give it 110%, alright, until the job is done. So when we first start, we want to give it 110, and then when we finish, we want to give it 110, alright? Well, basically, like, in order to do that, we need to show a lot of heart, a lot of dedication, and we need to show a lot of perseverance, alright? So when we're tired, we gotta just push through. When it comes to that last drill or that last rep, we just gotta push through, because that last rep and that last drill is going to be what separates us from everybody else. So, heart. In this context, I'm defining heart as the passion we have for something. So, like for instance, I have a passion for basketball, or people have passions for whatever they do. I also have a passion for public speaking. Like, that's just what we have a passion for. So, and when you have that passion, it's almost like you dig deep. It's almost like you get an energy, because when you have a passion for something or somebody, you get hormones that just shoot through your body, and it's like, oh, and it makes you go harder because it's something you're very passionate about. All right. So when we get tired, we need to dig deep in our hearts, all right, and find that, and just remind ourselves how passionate we are about what we're doing. And when we think why we're so passionate about it, and what it is we love about it, what is it we want to do, then that's just going to take us to the next level in our workouts, or whatever it is we're doing when we're studying. It's going to amplify our intensity. All right. So when we feel like we're folding underneath pressure and we feel fatigue, that's when we need to put in our hearts right there. All right. So that's why we must dig in deep, because fatigue, we can't let fatigue win. When we push through fatigue, that's what makes us better. All right. So when we're studying, sometimes when we're tired and we might not even feel like studying sometimes. All right. That's when you push through that and you're like, all right, let me finish this last section, and so I can do well on this exam next week. That pushes you too, motivates you, and it gives you it just gives you more energy for when you're about to take that test, because you remember how hard you work. Same thing when you're working out for sports or athletics or whatever it is. You'll be more confident because you push through fatigue, number one, and you worked, and you see how hard you worked. But you also will that's when you get better a lot of time when it comes to athletics. When you're tired and when you're fatigued, and you push through and you make shots when you're tired, or you get those extra reps in when you're tired, and you do them right and you do them well. That's what gets you better, and that's what makes you grow. All right, because when you're not tired, it's going to be easier. So just to start it off, like, there are plenty of times when I feel like I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to study for an exam. I don't want to finish an exercise, or I don't want to finish studying for a chapter. There's plenty of times where I don't feel like finishing, and I don't feel like pushing through fatigue, because I'm just exhausted. But at the end of the day, I have to realize it benefits me if I push through and I finish. So what keeps me going is the passion I have for my goal and the purpose of achieving it. So when I'm going for a goal, I automatically think about how much passion I have for it. When you look at somebody and you see they're very passionate about something, a thing people say is they have a lot of heart. When you're going for a goal, that's just one of the main things. You just gotta dig deep and understand that if I don't hit this last rep can be one of the reps that prevents me from reaching my goal. All right, or this last rep will help me that much to reach my goal. All right, when we realize this makes us push ourselves, like, past our fatigue, that's what makes us better. Like I said earlier, pushing past fatigue makes us that much better. All right, because when you come in, when it's, let's say, your basketball, when it's fourth quarter, man, that's that you're not going to be tired because you are pushing, you're fighting your fatigue. When it's when you're in school and you're exhausted, but you've studied tired before, your mind gets sharper. So when you're in school and you're in a classroom and your attention span is a lot longer than the rest of the classmates, that's an advantage. That's an advantage to you. All right, so it's just basically what separates us from other people that don't work as hard as you. So when we get through feeling fatigue and we apply pressure, we finish our task. It shows perseverance. That shows the perseverance. So perseverance is the persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So when we push through that fatigue and when we fight through what we go through, that's what that's and we show what separates us. It shows that we have persistence. All right, it shows that even though things are difficult or we think things may be too difficult for us, like our body might tell us, hey man, it's time to stop. Hey man, we might not be able to do this, man. But look, your heart is telling you, hey, I need to get this done because this is what's going to separate me from everybody else. This is what's going to make me better than everybody else. All right, this is what's going to get me to my goal. So that's what we need to do, is get perseverance. And the way we do that is when we fight through fatigue. That's when we show it. Yeah, so basically pushing ourselves to get through certain things. And perseverance, we show perseverance all the time. When we're at work, school, even in relationships, we show perseverance, all right? Because there's a lot of situations that hold us back. There's going to be a lot of adversity that pushes us back. But when we continue to push through and work hard, we're showing perseverance. And when you show perseverance, you're showing how tough you are. You're showing how much you really want something. And that's what's going to separate you from everybody else, perseverance. When something happens to us, not everybody gets through the situations. That's why you have people that are better than other people, and that's why you have people that they call great, because look, they persevere through the hard times. When times got rough, they didn't listen to what everyone else said. They listened to what their heart said because they wanted it. That's key right there, is perseverance. If we want to be different than everybody else, that's what you got to do. Like, we can't fold underneath pressure, because that's what pressure is meant to push us back. All right. Adversity is meant to make us fail. A lot of stuff that happens in life is meant for us to fail, and especially when you're when you're pushing towards your goal, a lot of stuff is meant for you to fail. But you can't let it beat you. Like when you show perseverance and you get to your goal, makes you reaching your goal feel so much better. If you don't go through it and you never reach your goal, then it's gonna make you feel bad, because it's like, man, dude, I could have pushed through. I could have did better than that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's what separates people that really want to be great, and people that really want to achieve their goal, from people who fall in the category of being average. Like, that's the difference right there. Sometimes it's hard I understand it's hard to persevere through certain situations. That's why we gotta continue to have faith, and we gotta continue to work hard. I think this is a huge part of the growing season, because the growing season, you're not going to see success in this season. You're not going to see, oh man, you're not going to get awards for this. You're not going to have a stat sheet for this. You're not going to see that you're going to score 30 or 40 points. You're just working, and what you see is persistence. You're going to see growth through this season. You're going to see that instead of hitting 5 shots in a row, you hit 10 shots in a row. You're going to start seeing that, man, instead of you getting 70s on exams, you're going to start getting 80s and 90s on exams. That's what you're going to see. And then when you get that ultimate goal, when you get that goal, you're going to see that perseverance in your heart helped you get through the growing season. So definitely, heart and perseverance are two huge things that we need to have when we're in this season, because this season can really beat you down. This season, there's going to be a lot of adversity and ups and downs. There's going to be times in the growing season where if you play basketball, if you play sports, you're going to see that you're going to start to decline. But that's just a part of growing, because when you grow, sometimes you got to decline. You might have to lose sometimes. You might have to really have a bad shooting day or have something bad so you can realize what you're doing wrong and grow from it even more. All right? Because, for instance, last basketball season, I had struggled with my jump shot more than I ever have before ever in my life. I've always been a shooter all the time. I never had a season where I struggled that long from shooting. To be specific, I was struggling with threes, and shooting threes has always been my thing all the time. I've always been a good three-point shooter. But last season, I had a drought, but it was a growing season for me because I learned, like, what I was doing wrong. Because I've always had someone in my corner to tell me, hey, Sterling, keep that elbow tucked in, Sterling, or Sterling, your thumb on your offhand is touching the ball. That's why when you shoot, your hand's going out like this. It's making your spin go off. Instead of the rotation going up and down like this, it's going sideways. I didn't really have that last season, so I struggled. So now I make sure that I work hard on my mechanics, and I do form shooting every day. A lot of form shooting, and that's how my shot got so much better throughout this growing season during the summer. All right, so hopefully when it's displaying season, we'll see the results. We'll see the growth in my shot, and we'll see how much better it is. So that's I feel like that's a good example, because it's something I really struggled with in the past, and it was something that I've always been good at. But now I remembered some mechanics that I have and that I do, and I made it consistent again. So I corrected something that I always do and made it even better. I perfected it even more. All right. So that's with anything in every situation. With study habits, you might realize, oh man, I'm doing worse on these exams because I'm not doing this like I used to do it, or this that really helped me when I was doing really good on exams. So, like, this growing season, you're going to get a lot of information. You're going to get a lot of information, a lot of stuff that's going to help you grow and help you stay consistent in your growth. All right. I'd say another thing in this growing season that's going to help is having a strong mentality, because you're going to see decline, like I said. So when you have the mentality of growth all the time during the growing season, it's when you fail, it's not going to be as painful, or you're not going to be as hard on yourself, which is going to help you overall. Because if you're not as hard on yourself, then you're going to come out with a better mentality. You're going to come out with a winning mentality all the time, whether it's whatever it is. So if you know you're in a growing season and you're not doing very good on maybe I want to say an assignment in class, but you know your ultimate goal is to get an A throughout the class, and let's say it's like your first exam, or like your first a couple assignments, and you see you're not doing very well, this is something that you can fix. So you're not going to beat yourself up on it like, oh man, I just did really bad on my first assignment. Oh my God, I'm having anxiety. You're not going to act like that, because you're going to realize I'm growing. All right, this might not be my best subject right now, so I'm gonna make it my stronger subject, and I'm gonna work on it harder. So then you're going to see your growth, and then when you get that A on the next couple ones, you're going to see how much you grew as you're working. You're going to start seeing your grades increase. So this growing season I feel like it's the most beneficial season for real. So with this heart and perseverance, it's going to elevate us in this growing season. All right. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. All right, that is it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And man, R.W.E, we are signing off.